What's up YouTube? Welcome to another video. This is your riding brother, the Deccan Rider, and today we are going to do the first 1000 kilometers review of the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-4RR. So stick with me. Today we are going to talk about the service cost, the overall experience, the riding comfort, the fuel efficiency, and a couple of other things. Alright, before we do the 1000 kilometers review, let's do a quick walk around the bike and check out how beautiful the bike is. Alright, so let's come to the first topic, the service. So the first service of the ZX-4RR was due in the first 500 kilometers. Just the usual oil change, oil filter, and regular checkups. There was no service done to the brake, so there was no change of brake pads or anything as such. Just the oil and a couple of checks that they did to the system, and that was it. So all of this costed around 8,000 rupees. However, my total bill was around 11,000 because I had a couple of accessories that I asked the service guys to fit. So the accessories included the tail tidy, the windscreen, the number plate, and that's it. So the total cost of the service and the accessories fitment it came to around 11,000 rupees, which I can say, yes, it is a little on the higher side, but it takes up to 3 liters of oil to change the oil of this bike. A little more than 3 liters in fact. So given the size of the engine and the total quantity of the oil, the service cost is, yes, a little high. When it comes to fuel efficiency, I believe the ZX-4RR does a decent job. So when I see the reading on the bike, the average shows about 17 kilometers per liter on a good day, which I think is decent. Given it's an inline 4 and it revs so high, I think 17 is a decent average. I'm pretty sure on highways it'll be a better number, but given the city traffic and all of that, 17 I think is, I would say, the best that the bike has given in city. So I was told not to use anything below 95 octane petrol for this bike. I ensure I get the XP 100 every time for this bike. When it comes to riding comfort, I believe the ZX-4RR pretty much nails it, because it is not too committed, it's not too sporty, at the same time it's not too upright like the Ninja 650. So it has this, the angle is somewhere in a sweet spot, I would say, between the Ninja 650 and the ZX-6R. So your back does not take a lot of hit, and you can pretty much, ride this bike the entire day in peak city traffic like I do. I take it to work every day, and I've never felt the actual numbness that most of these type of bikes give you in your hands. So I have not felt that anytime. At the same time, what is important is that you should know how to ride a sports bike. So So things like not putting a lot of weight on your wrists, just holding the handlebar lightly so that you can maneuver with your thighs, gripping the tank properly. These are the things that you need to keep in mind, and you can pretty much ride this bike the entire day and even do long travel. So I know a lot of people told me that they don't go for a sports bike because of the riding position. Though they come with good engines, good power, the riding position is what stops a lot of people from buying a sports bike, because it's not practical to ride in the city. I would say yes, but that's mostly for big bikes like the ZX-6R, the ZX-10R, the S1000RR and all of those bikes. But this ZX-4RR is not as committed as those bikes. Those bikes are huge and you have to lean a little more to properly control those bikes. When it comes to power, I feel 77 horsepower is enough for a bike of this size. We can get it tuned, we can change the exhaust, and we can take it up to 80, reduce a little weight and take it up to 80. But I think this is decent. The stock as it comes is pretty decent. It's more than enough power for a bike of this size. So that is what I love about the ZX-4RR. You see, it's a package of comfort, it's a package of power, it's a package of a lot of practical features that Kawasaki has given in this price range. Alright, though I like everything about the bike, let me just quickly tell you what I don't like about the ZX-4RR. There's actually only one thing that I dislike about this bike, and that's the headlights. There are two things about the headlights that I don't like. One, the throw is really bad. High beam, low beam, the throw is not so great. So visibility is compromised, I would say. And then the headlights are always on. That's something I did not want at all in the first place. But there's no option to actually switch it off or get the wiring changed or something like that. So I checked with the service center during my first service to see if there's an option to switch off the daylight running lights. Apparently it's a little tricky to do that because there is no switch given to switch on the headlights. They are always on. So even if I switch off the daylight running option, then I'll have to, get into the wiring, get a switch fixed to switch on the headlights when I need them. So I think that's really unfair. There should have been an option to switch on the headlights or switch it off when you don't need it. And I think, if I'm nitpicking, that is the only one thing that I dislike. Other than that, the power, the comfort, the price point at which I got this bike, all of these things are a green check. Alright, so that was it, guys. This was the 1000 kilometers review. The rating on the Odo is 1234, fancy number. So I hope I put in more kilometers on the ZX-4RR and keep sharing with you what a beautiful experience this is. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video, what you think about the bike. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. I might make a video on it or just reply to you. And if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. We've just crossed 100 subscribers. I know it's not a big number, but it's a huge win for me when I started this journey. So thank you so much for your support, guys, if you've already subscribed. And I'll see you in the next one then.